Hey y'all, welcome to the Crafty Cove. My name's Missy and I'm so excited to have you here today. We're going to do some super simple farmhouse DIYs that I'm using to decorate my kitchen. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Okay y'all, DIY number 1. So for this we are going to take 4 of these picture frames from the Dollar Tree with the metal inserts and 3 of these little wooden craft trays is what I'm going to call them. We're going to put those to the side for a minute and we're going to start taking apart our picture frames. So we are just going to take the inserts out of all 4 of them, and then we're also going to take that little piece that will let it stand up off of all 4 of them. After we get that finished, we are going to put those to the side and take our little trays and paint all 3 of these trays with 1 coat of Waverly chalk paint in white. And I paint the insides, outsides, bottoms. Every piece of these little trays I paint. We'll put those to the side and let those dry, and now we are going to paint our picture frames, all 4 the exact same way. 1 good coat of white Waverly chalk paint, and I go ahead and I paint the outside, the fronts, the backs, the insides, everything, because you're going to see pretty much all aspects of these trays. So here I am just showing you that I do go ahead and paint the back sides also. I just want to give this a really finished look. After we get that finished, our little trays, we're going to take the inserts to all 4 of those frames, and on the back side where the cardboard is, we are going to use some Dollar Tree Buffalo Plaid vinyl, and we are just going to cover the back sides of all 4 of these with this vinyl. After we get it on, we will cut it down to the exact size it needs to be with our scissors. We go ahead and leave that metal on the front. We're going to use that as part of it's going to stay on there for our project. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. So after we do that to all 4 of the inserts of the frames, all 4 get the same buffalo check vinyl on them. Then after we've got them all 4 finished, we're going to go ahead and put our inserts back in our frames. Metal part to the front, buffalo plaid to the back. Now we are going to put 2 of our frames together. I'm using some Fix-All adhesive from the Dollar Tree and some hot glue, and we are just going to glue them one right to the other vertically, and then we're going to do the same exact thing on the other 2. We are going to Fix-All adhesive, some hot glue, and glue those 2 together. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take that same buffalo check vinyl, and we're going to cover all 3 of our fronts and backs of our trays. We'll get the vinyl put on, and then we will use our scissors to cut to get the exact size that we want. And again, the fronts and the backs only on these trays is what we're using this for. Now, I lost some footage in this video. I don't know what happens. I swear my iPad eats it. So I don't get to show you me putting the first part of this together, but I will explain how I do it and show you on the second side. It's the same exact thing. So here we are. We've already got our 2 trays up, our 2 picture frames up, and our trays glued to that. Now what we're going to do is put the next side on, the other 2 frames. So we're going to use Fix-All adhesive and hot glue for this. I put the Fix-All adhesive on the frames. I just put it on all points that I think are going to come in contact with the trays. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this right. I have no clue where that footage went, but I loved this project and I just had to share it with y'all. I'm going to use it as like a little kitchen caddy. So that's why I left the clips and the metal on the sides, because you could always put a recipe there. Like if you're cooking something, you can put a recipe on there, a recipe card, and it would help you have your recipe right there with you. So anyway, I put the Fix-All adhesive on the frames, and then I go ahead and put quite a bit of hot glue on all of our trays right here. And then what we're going to do is just basically set our trays right on top. We're just making, like I said, a little tower, a little caddy. I'm using it for spices in my kitchen. And like I said, I liked the clips on the side, so if I'm working with a recipe because this is already right in my kitchen, I can just take my recipe card and stick it right to the side. You could also put recipes in one of the little trays there just to have them there at all times. But I love how it turned out. I think it's super, super cute. And y'all know me, I am obsessed with buffalo plaid. So that is going to be a common theme in this video. And I'm using all of these basically just as decoration for my kitchen with all the projects in this video. Don't forget, you can find me on Instagram at craftycove_DIY, where I get a little bit more personal. You know, I go into my personal life a little more and I go a little deeper into some of my projects. So make sure y'all stop by and say hey to me. Okay, y'all, DIY number 2. This is another super simple one going along with our little buffalo check theme we've got going. I'm using one of these galvanized buckets from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to put 2 good coats of white Waverly chalk paint on this, all around the outside of it, except of course the rope. Then I'm taking one of these stakes, yard stakes from the Dollar Tree with the windmill and the welcome sign. I'm taking the windmill off. I make this look so much harder than what it is, y'all. Y'all know me, I always have to go the complicated route. But in reality, if you take that little circle off, all you have to do is kind of shimmy it back and forth and it will pop right off of there. After we get that off, all we're going to use for this is the windmill part. We're going to take our white Waverly chalk paint, paint the insides of the blades there, right there in the middle, and of course all the way around the outside, around the circle. After we get that finished, we're going to take our buffalo plaid vinyl, again from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to cut it down to the size we want, stick it onto our fan blades, or our windmill blades, and then cut it down to the size that we want. I started cutting it down with my scissors, but didn't get close enough, so you'll see in just a second. I'm here on my last one. After I get that on there, I just go ahead and use my utility knife. It gets such a smoother cut and closer to where I want it to be. Next, we're going to take some of the twine you get from the automotive department at Dollar Tree. I'm going to wrap it all the way around this. This is a little tedious and took a little time, but I love the look of it with the rope that is actually on the bucket. So it was totally worth it to me. Here I am at the end. I just tie those 2 ends together. Next, we're going to glue our windmill right onto our bucket just with some hot glue. After we get that finished, we're going to make a little bow. It just was still too plain for me. So I make a little awareness bow out of some springy ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. I do go ahead and put just a little dab of hot glue right there on the bow just to hold it secure so that I can get it to where I can tie the twine around it. Cinch it in the middle there and tie the twine around it. After that, I still felt like it. Oh, no. First of all, after we get that finished, we cut off the twine on the back and we go ahead and glue that right to the center of our windmill. Then I decided it still needed a little more, so I made what I'm calling a finger bow. I just take some more of that Dollar Tree twine and I wrap it around my fingers about 10 times. Take another piece, cinch it in the middle, and tie it off with another piece of that twine. Again, I don't know what this is called, but it just needed a little something more, and I love the look of the rope and the twine on this little bucket. I think this turns out super cute. So after we get that all cut off, then we are going to glue that right into the center of our other bow, and that's it. Super simple. I'm doing all of these DIYs for my kitchen. So what I ended up using this for was a utensil holder, but you could use it for whatever you want. So again, y'all, if you like farmhouse decor on a Dollar Tree budget, you're in the right place. Thank you so much for all of my subscribers. If you're not subscribed, I would love to have you become part of our Crafty Cove family. Now into DIY number 3. This is so super simple, but I love the look of it. We're going to take one of these little shadow box frames from the Dollar Tree that has the beads already attached to it. We're taking out the center part of the frame, and then we are going to detach the beads. I had to use a kitchen knife because, of course, I have no tools with me right now. So we get that off of there. Y'all, please use something else besides this. Do as I say, not as I do. What I'm going to do is paint every other bead black, and then all of the remaining beads will be painted white. I didn't bother taking them off. I just took my time and got them all painted while they were on the string there. Next, we'll take the insert. We're going to cover this with some black chalkboard paint from the Dollar Tree. I just want to make sure that the writing is not going to peek through our vinyl. Then, of course, our buffalo plaid vinyl. We're going to lay that down on the piece right there and then cut it down to the size we want. Then I take one of the farmer's market calendars, cut out one of the back pieces that says homemade, cut it down to the size that I want, and for YouTube purposes, for video purposes, I just used a glue stick on this, but I did go back and cover it with Mod Podge afterwards. But I just glue stick this right to the center of our buffalo check vinyl. We insert that right back into the frame, and then we're going to just glue on our beads. I do put a popsicle stick piece on there just to hold that a little bit better than what just the hot glue would do. You can see there I've cut a popsicle piece, and I'm just going to put that on there, and we do the same exact thing to the other side, and that's it. How super simple, but what a statement with that buffalo check. I absolutely love how this turned out. And now we're on to DIY number 4, which is our final DIY. I got one of these calendars at the Dollar Tree. I've not really seen a lot of these ones, but I love them. It says it's a good day to have a good day, but we're going to change it up and use our buffalo check on this. So what we do first is I go ahead and paint one good coat of the chalkboard paint over the entire piece. And I know it's already black, but I'm covering up those words. Then on the top portion, we take our buffalo check, slide it under those hooks, get it where we want it, and get it all cut down to size. Next, we take a Farmhouse calendar from the Dollar Tree, cut out the piece on the back that we want, and we're doing the exact same thing as we did on the other one. I didn't use a glue stick on this. I just used hot glue in the corners, stuck it right in the middle, and that is it. Y'all, this cost me $1 for this modern farmhouse piece that I actually absolutely love. Where could you find that for $1? See, we can do great, beautiful home decor on a Dollar Tree budget. So that's it. Here's my final reveal of all 4 of my projects. I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did. I'm going to have so much fun with these in my kitchen. I just think they're adorable. Let me know in the comments what your favorite project is. I appreciate y'all more than you will ever know. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. You hear?